Frank Caliendo joining me and JB Smoove now. We sent this man Frank into Media Day yesterday.
I saw a little bit of it, and I have to tell you, I'm a fan of JB Smoove from. He would do when he was his tenure at Saturday Night Live, when he would just be in the audience and he'd ask questions. I would pray that they would go to the audience. Like, I didn't want to see a sketch. I just wanted to see them go to him and ask a question and just be confused a little bit.
Well, here he is with the Seattle Seahawks, the best of his work yesterday.
Good. What up? You good, baby? Hey, look, Revis has an island. Okay. When it's all said and done, 4 or 5 bowls down the line, what will Sherman have, baby? He got an island. What you gonna have?
Hopefully I'll have a handful of Super Bowl rings.
When you win, there's another destination. They said, I'm going to Disney World. They said, any place else you want to go?
To the White House.
There you have it, the White House. Where you going? You just won the Super Bowl. He going to the White House, baby. You guys, that's the second Super Bowl right now. If you guys win 4 in a row, you got youth on your side. You got a great quarterback, great running back. If you win 4 in a row, should the Seahawks be moved up on the list of the national bird and knocked off the eagle? Come on now, the eagle been around a long time. Is the eagle overdue? Is it time for the eagle to step down if the Seahawks win a 4th Super Bowl?
4 in a row.
Matter of fact,
Knock the bird off.
national bird or what?
National bird.
Now, a lot of people don't know this, but it's actually in the Constitution that if a team with a bird name wins 4 in a row, the eagle comes down, baby. Read it. Look, go on the internet. The Constitution says it's way at the bottom. I know you on that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Always.
Were you a Ninja fan because they're green? Because you're on the green team? Or what came first? Be honest, what came first?
What you mean?
Did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles come after you became a Seahawk because of the green?
Oh, man,
or were you a kid?
I got documented proof that it's been, I've been a fan since I came out the womb.
There you go, baby.
Fantastic. Back to more in a moment. Welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show, hour number 3 of a program that began with Bob Costas talking about JB Smoove, who then burst out of the green room here to join Bob in a Pootie Tang reunion that nobody saw coming.
No one saw it coming.
Nobody saw it coming, but that's the way you operate, JB Smoove.
My spot was supposed to be way ahead. I came out early.
You did?
To address that.
To address the Pootie Tang elephant in the room. We did that. And now joining us is Frank Caliendo, one of the funnier guys on TV, from the worldwide leader in sports. He is performing his live Frank stand-up tour. Go to frankonstage.com for tour dates. He's in Boston, Massachusetts, February 21st, Toledo, Ohio, March 6th, and then in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, the next day on March 7th. Good to see you, Frank.
Yeah, good to be here. I love watching JB. Again, I like when you when you stopped believing your own baloney there. You just started just yelling, "You Ninja Turtle!" What's going on?
Yeah, going to Ninja Turtle with Bobby Wagner. You want to hear him with Gronk? Here he is with Gronk.
I want to see it. Yeah, I want to see the Gronk.
This was JB with Gronk at Media Day yesterday. Let's give a listen.
Hey, Gronk, you got a pretty long last name. Anybody longer than your last name in your family tree? A name longer than that?
No.
Anything comparable to your last name?
No.
Is everybody the same last name as yours?
Yeah.
Hot damn it, that's what I want to hear, baby.
The vocabulary on Gronk is amazing.
I love him. You gotta love that guy, man.
Ah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
No. So, and which one of you, out of everybody here, is your favorite one to imitate, Frank, in the Super Bowl? Who do you got? Is it Belichick?
Belichick's been fun. For me, it started out doing the Belichick impression was really just mumbling, and we would put subtitles on there, and it was just, I'm not really sure what's going on. Well, let's see. Let's move on. It was just that was the whole thing, and it turns out then it was funny because we shot one of the On to Cincinnati sketch this year, and I was too lazy to put on shoes. I was wearing flip-flops, and apparently you wore flip-flops yesterday to the press conference. So life imitates art, I guess.
Well, maybe Belichick is watching. Maybe Belichick knows how you operate.
He knows what I'm doing, and he's taking lessons.
Well, listen,
I just took Bill Belichick to school is what we're talking about.
Well, Frank, if Bill's going to start dropping My Cousin Vinny references, maybe he's sitting around dark at night. He's just wondering how can he improve himself to go further up the Mount Rushmore, and he's saying, I need to be more Caliendo-like in my preparation.
You know what? For the Super Bowl, I'm not doing a Deflategate sketch. It'll have a couple of references.
That's low-hanging fruit.
Because it seems like it'll have been done a million times. So we've got some stuff in there. Saturday Night Live's already done the sketch, a sketch, which a lot of people saw. So I didn't want to just do that right down the middle. So we have this, but it's about Belichick. And at one point I was going to make a Harry Potter reference, and I was like, well, there's no way he would ever talk about Harry Potter. No. And then but we shot it already. I'm like, are you kidding me? He's making that. That's perfect. So next year it's all going to be pop culture references from Bill Belichick, and that's. I mean, sometimes I get that flack from people like, he would never say that. Well, one, that's kind of the joke, but two, like with Gruden, I'll do Harry Potter. I'll talk about, on Monday Night Football, he will do that thing where Dennis Miller did Monday Night Football, and he'd go through the references. That's like Adnan Khashoggi waiting in line for the Matterhorn at Disney World. And even Stephen A. Smith, it's above his head, like, I'm incredulous to this entire situation. I don't understand what's going on over here. So you watch that. And then, but Gruden doesn't know the references. He's got to work his way through them sometimes. Like, I'll tell you what, man, that play right there, that play was magical, man. I wonder if he went to school to learn to play like that. What's the name of that school Harry Potter went to? Hogwarts. I tell you what, man, I don't care if you're Minerva, McGonagall, Albus Dumbledore, or Severus Snape. You're Harry Potter. You're pretty good at the game of Quidditch, man. Tell you what, right now, all the Gryffindors are at home understanding 100%. Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw, not so sure what's going on. By the way, hey, Slytherin guys, whatever happened to Tommy Riddle, man? Remember Tommy Riddle? He was out there. Now there's Voldemort, man. I'll tell you what. If I got to go against a guy, I'm not going against the Elder Wand, man. I'm taking on Tommy Riddle, man. He's a snaker. How was this you were talking? I heard you while I was out there talking about Jay Gruden.
I do a little bit of Jay. Listen, I'm.
No, I'm great. It's hard to be even with me. I know.
No, it is. You are. But I'm not going to sit here and say this is what I do. But no. I've heard Jay. And Jay essentially this season he was the only. He did his own press conference is the only coach ever to be hooked up to a polygraph at the same time. There was no filter with him. And it was like, hey, listen, we got problems running a football. We got problems passing a football. We got problems in between the 20s, and we got problems when we go to the red zone. When we go to the red zone, our quarterback just can't throw the ball. He's got bad feet. He's got a bad arm. He's got a bad head. It just was nonstop with him.
I love that. I love the take. The take is what makes it great. Is I love that when you have that. That's fantastic.
Okay. I mean, so Jay, because Jay's got a little John in him, right?
Yeah, there's a little bit there. We did a sketch last year that was the Gruden family. It was like a Gruden reality show called Positively Gruden. And everybody talked like John. I'll tell you what, man, this is a pretty good show so far. What do you think, Jay? Well, I'll tell you what, I think it's great too. What do you think, Grandma?
I think we need some spider 2-eye banana cream pie. That's what we need.
Which was basically Jonathan Winters.
Sure.
Doing old Maudie Frickert.
Right.
But yeah, so I had the stupidest moment ever. I don't know if this happens to you, but I spent. So it was Monday Night Football, a month and a half ago or whatever. Bears, New Orleans, and Gruden invites me out to do some stuff with him for the pregame for Monday Night Football. Mm-hmm. And I say to him, my father-in-law, who is recruited doctors, recruited his brother, and I was like, I actually said to John, I go, yeah, is that your only other brother? Is that your only brother?
Sure.
And he's like, actually, I have another brother who happens to be coach of the Washington Redskins. And I was like, oh, what a stupid question. This Gruden and I are hanging out, we're being buddies, and now he's like, Caliendo's a complete and utter moron, man. When I met him, he's like, where are you from, man? I'm like, Sandusky, Ohio, which is where he's from.
Yeah,
he's like,
sure.
Really? I'm like, no. He's like, good, because you were blowing my mind, man.
I got Frank Caliendo here with JB Smooth here on the Rich Eisen Show. So, what would Madden is my favorite one that you do.
By the way, I just heard this.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is true, but people were tweeting it to me, and it was more than one person.
Yes.
They said Pete Carroll referenced me in his press conference today.
Is he right?
That he got a call from John Madden and thought it was me. So I thought that was, if
Yes!
that's real, I think that's
You have, I
that's
mean,
about as cool as it can get.
because you know we tried to do that with Mariucci, as we brought up on hour 2 of this program.
And I'm the worst at that. I always feel like I try, and then I just freeze up when I've got to fake somebody. It's
Well,
like,
but Madden, it seems like his way of talking. And,
Anything that you want to say, you can say it. I mean, there's different ways of saying different things, and you might take it one way and you might take it another way, and when you have those things together, I mean, that's pretty much everything you think. I mean, really.
So for Madden too, there's the real Madden.
Yeah.
There's the regular John Madden, where it's what he really sounds like. Because John Madden is that low key, more of that.
You know, that's this kind of thing.
And then the caricature that I made it to by the end of when I was at Man TV.
Right, yeah.
I'm eating turkey right now.
And people are like, it was so much better when you did it.
But it seems to me that Deflategate would be perfect for Madden.
Well, yeah, I mean, and something like that would never, I mean, you'd never have Deflategate with Brett Favre because he can crunch a football. I mean, Brett Favre is the kind of guy, Brett Favre can palm a Zeppelin. A lot of people don't know that, but he can actually grab, I mean, I've seen him do it with hot air balloons. And I don't know what the difference is between a blimp and a Zeppelin, but I do know that Brett Favre could palm them both. He could only throw them with the right hand, but he can also, I mean, the harder thing to do while palming a Zeppelin is move around in the pocket. And that's because you just, the Zeppelin a lot of times once, and you know, the Zeppelin that I always think of is that Zeppelin. Remember that Zeppelin? Remember Indiana Jones and I think it was The Last Crusade, and the guy comes asks for tickets, please, and then no tickets, and then they're on the search for the Holy Grail, and then they get there, and then the guy chose poorly, and then boom, he wasn't alive enough. I mean, if you try,
I'll tell you what, man, you do not want to choose poorly when you're looking at a cupload of holy grails, man. That is the worst situation possible.
Frank Caliendo here, along with JB Smoove. You're crying right now. JB Smoove is in tears right now.
The Gruden face is killing me.
It's just that. And he's got kids, right? Imagine him reading a bedtime story to his kids.
I'll tell you what, man. I would not want to be Goldilocks when those 3 bears return. You're sleeping in their bed, eating their porridge, sitting in their chairs, man. I'll tell you what, son, never do any of that or the monsters of the Midway are going to get you.
And then Jay Gruden's at home saying, well, I got thing 1 over here, and then there's thing 2 over here, and then this guy with a hat, and he's a cat coming into the door, and we can't do anything with thing 1, and we can't do anything with thing 2. We can't do anything at all.
I'll tell you what, Jay, I would never trust a cat in a hat. I would, especially a tall hat. And what are those guys with the blue hair? Who are they running around, man? Labeling themselves. You don't want to be labeled. You want to be ambiguous. You want to be able to do anything you can. You got to make your team better, man. Sacrifice yourself. Don't give yourself a number 1 or number 2. Thing 2 runs a little spider 2Y banana while you got thing 1. I'll tell you what, man, this guy, he can run Arachnopod Xbox 360, man. That's a pretty good play right there.
Frank Caliendo and JB Smoove. Let's pay off the poll question before we take a 60-second break and come back with more of these two. Pay off the poll question, Chris.
Do you care if Marshawn Lynch talks to the media? Do you care, JB?
Frank and I was just talking about this in the green room, and it's one of those things, man, where there's no wrong or right answer here. You know, it's really not.
91%.
We can all say what we would love to hear. We would love to, but
91%, no way. People don't care.
That's what they say.
And you had a great point actually in the trailer back there, was that you said he does it on the field. People come to see. People will pay to come to see him on the field, and I think that's a pretty good point.
Stop overpaying for razors with so much shave technology. DollarShaveClub.com delivers amazing razors and grooming supplies right to my door for a couple of bucks. Shave time, shave money. Upgrade to DollarShaveClub.com. That's DollarShaveClub.com. We are back with more from the Rich Eisen Show Hotel with JB Smoove and Frank Caliendo in just 1 minute. Welcome back to the the Rich Eisen Show, having a good time with JB Smoove all day, and Frank Caliendo is sticking around for another segment here. Again, go to frankonstage.com to find out when the live Frank stand-up tour is coming to a town near you: Boston, Massachusetts, February 21st, Toledo, Ohio, March 6th. The next 2 dates on the live Frank stand-up tour. Again, the show began with Bob Costas here, seeing JB Smoove. We showed video, Frank, of JB Smoove at Media Day, and he went off saying that he and JB have something in common, and it was starring in the movie Pootie Tang. And then he dropped how many lines, Law?
Dropped it five times.
I
yeah.
think what we've done is we've mashed them all together. Okay, some of them together. Here's was Bob Costas earlier today dropping Pootie Tang lines here on the Rich Eisen Show.
It involves the cult classic Pootie Tang. JB Smoove is in Pootie Tang.
Yes.
And it goes without saying that without me, Pootie Tang is nothing.
There's not. You put the Tang in Pootie Tang.
I did.
Back there, he was trash talking me, man. I mean,
I wasn't trash talking you.
I look up to you, man.
I was talking you up.
No, I look up to you while I'm looking down on you.
Right, it's like Professor Plum in the conservatory with the lead pipe.
Yes.
Okay, it's Plum with appropriately matching tie and shirt.
That's the way I'm rolling.
And I rolled out of bed at 8:45, and this is all I got.
I like it though.
That's all I got.
Well, it's part of it right there. But he was dropping lines from Pootie Tang left, right, up, and down. You don't do a Costas, right?
No, I know Daryl Hammond does. I
does.
remember seeing him do it on Saturday Night Live.
Right.
Very good. But he's one of those, Costas is one of those guys you'd think that you could. He's very relaxed and laid back, but there's a definite cadence to the way he speaks, and it's poetic.
Well, when he enunciates the words Pootie Tang like that, right? I mean,
which I think is the way it was written.
Was
to be in
kind of
JB, you would know better. I mean,
that's how it's written.
Yeah.
That's not how you say it.
Do you do imitations, JB? No, not really, right? That's not your bag.
I'm gonna be honest, be blunt. I don't do any white people. Just being honest. I don't do any, really. I don't do anybody you know.
Okay. You sure?
Do you do characters?
I used to do a few cartoon characters, but I don't.
Do you do like characters that I don't think I've ever seen you do straight stand-up. I've seen you on TV a lot of doing that.
I do a lot of characters within my act,
right?
But there's no one that I can do. I can only do it like in situations.
Like who?
I'm a situational comedian.
Yes, you are. Well, we saw that at Media
So
Day.
I'm more visual. I like mannerisms and things that paint the picture, but not necessarily do I concentrate on the actual voice.
You don't do a Larry David?
I don't do a Larry David.
No.
That's your.
Can't do Larry.
You're almost.
I can walk like Larry.
How does that go? I'll describe it for the radio audience. Please do it for
Larry
television.
puts his hands in his pocket, and Larry kind of he leans back slightly, like you're almost wondering how's he defying gravity. He leans back almost like he's walking, but he's in a lazy boy recliner, but he's standing up.
That's Larry David.
That's Larry David. Hands in his pocket, suit jacket pushed backwards, and very like you picture him nodding all the time, like always judging you in some way. Like he's always.
JB Smoove and Frank Caliendo here on the Rich Eisen Show. Frank, can you break down, if you wouldn't mind, Super Bowl 49 for me as Morgan Freeman? The storyline. Is it possible for you to Morgan Freeman the
yes.
Okay.
Here we go. We're looking at the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks trying to be the first team to repeat as Super Bowl champions since the Patriots did it a few years ago. This is a battle for the ages. Russell Wilson trying to beat another Super Bowl legendary quarterback. And Tom Brady trying to find his way to the ranks of the unknown. Both on their way to the Super Bowl using their Visa cards. Getting to you.
I just, I was watching you with your hand, like you talk a lot with your hand. I don't know if you were just doing that, but that was almost Chris Berman-like when I was seeing that.
Now, does Berman like
I think
your
he does.
imitation?
I mean, I'm still doing it, so it's right.
You know, Rich, it's one of those things where, sometimes
And as you know, everybody at ESPN does a Chris Berman.
Everybody's got a Chris
Everybody.
Berman.
You just go in there.
Yeah.
Like, I would like to see 2 Chris Bermans. No words. Just communicate with grunts.
And then it always ends with, "We'll be back."
We'll be. You know what?
Back down again.
You know, you did a fantastic. You know, hey,
My take on him is that he's always trying to make everything smoother. He's trying to
Bite-sized?
make everything be okay. No, trying to make everything calmer. Like, the whole studio could be on fire.
Yes.
And he'd be like,
you know, I see the guy behind me running like crazy with the flames coming out of his head. I understand that it's going to be okay, because yeah, man.
and he always looks like he's playing paper football. It's like,
You field goal and no field goal. You field goal. Yeah.
We'll be back.
And we'll be back.
I got to tell you a great Berman story. The first time I met him at ESPN is when I was 26 years old. I was on SportsCenter for about three episodes maybe, and they had all of these banners that they put in the hallway there. Have you been to Bristol a lot? You see the ESPN banners at JV?
I got my own banner.
Okay, and basically they hang them up for charity, and you have to decide. You know, you have to sign. They ask, please sign them.
Yeah.
So I was a 26-year-old. I'd done three sports centers, and I thought to myself, you know, do I sign it? Do I not sign it? So I'm about to do SportsCenter at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on a Sunday, right after baseball tonight at 7 o'clock. And who's in the makeup chair but the Schwan himself? Sitting in the makeup chair. So I go up to him, I introduce myself. I'm like, you know, Mr. Berman, I'm Rich. Chris, Mr. Berman's my dad, you know, his dearly departed father. So now, bottom line is, I say to him, who better to ask than you, Chris Berman? When can I sign these banners? He goes, have you done a SportsCenter? And I'm like, yes. And he says, F it, sign them all. And I'm actually cleaning it up for you. That's Berman in a nutshell.
Oh, yeah.
But I think he does like what you're doing, maybe.
Yeah, you know,
Otherwise,
I talked to him at the beginning of the year. It was this year, and he goes,
You know, I was sitting with Jim Kelly, and you know all the stuff he's going through, and it was a very difficult time. And Jim leans over to me and says, you know, Chris, he says, he does you pretty well. I mean, he's really got, and that's when I knew that it was fine. That
it was like Gruden. When I first did Gruden, I don't know if he knew exactly how to take it, but then I started doing Jaws, and he and Jaws are best friends. And when I started doing Ron Jaworski, which is all based on the fact.
Yeah, what is it?
Well, Jaws always has some amount of videotape that you cannot humanly watch.
Yeah.
You're like, I watched 192 hours of videotape this morning. What? How'd you watch 192 hours? I broke the space-time continuum, and that's why I truly believe Marshawn Lynch could be the best running back ever. And then 2 days later, that's why I truly believe LeGarrette Blount could be the best running back ever.
Now, you going from Fox to ESPN, it cracked a whole wide open, because ESPN has 150 million personalities to use.
It's like The Simpsons. You ever see one of those Simpsons posters where there's all the characters on there? And you're like, the joke I do a lot of time is, when I first went to ESPN, they're like, can you do any people from ESPN? I'm like, I don't know if there's anybody to do. And then I started watching ESPN more closely, realized there's more characters on ESPN than there are on Cartoon Network.
Oh, yeah. Well, I saw you did, and he's a great friend of mine. I love this man, Adam Schefter. You nailed.
It's the most underrated one you do. I think
It's
so
because
good.
it's a take and it's not really jokes. And the point is, NFL insiders always have to come up with information. They have spots in the show where they have to be ready with something, even when there's no news.
Yeah.
So for Schefter, it'll be one of those things like, according to my sources, at this particular time, it appears Tom Brady's yawn during pregame warm-ups was in fact just a yawn. And earlier reports that there was some sort of oxygen deprivation disorder were highly exaggerated. If you need any more news about what's going on with Tom Brady's lungs and breaking news, I'm just getting this right now on one of my 67 Blackberries, 42 iPhones, and a Sony Trio from 1999, that Tom Brady also has a cold. The congestion may be a problem, but he's used to getting around it and getting the ball to the receivers anyways. I'll be right here in front of my bookcase with all information. In the future,
Oh my God, that is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
Thank you, man. You are the best.
You're right.
Thank you. You are. Thank you for coming on. Again, go to Frank, live Frank stand-up tour, frankonstage.com for tour dates. Thanks for coming.
Hey, thanks for having me. Good to see you.
You bet. That's Frank Caliendo here. We're going to wrap up the show with JB Smoove. What a Wednesday we have had here.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.